Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're watching today's gist for the first time, please do not forget to click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, has passed away. He joined his ancestors at the age of 83. This news was reported in the late hours of Friday because it was said that Alaafin of Oyo passed away in the late hours of Friday at the Dęath Babalola University Teaching Hospital in Ado-Ekiti. Alaafin of Oyo happened to be the longest reigning Alaafin of all time. Also, he happened to be crowned as the Alaafin of Oyo when he was very young, at a young age. So he used close to 52 years on the throne because he died at the age of 83. According to a Premium Times report, it was said that the remains of Alaafin of Oyo was brought to Oyo town in the early hours of Saturday, and immediately his remains was brought back to Oyo town. Traditional rites have started on his burial. We all know that Alaafin of Oyo Lamidi was born into the Alowolodu royal house. Alaafin Adeyemi was crowned on November 18, 1970, after the passed on of Oba Gbadegeshin Ladigbolu I. And also, Alaafin happened to be a man of many wives. He has 18 wives. Although the cause of his death has not been revealed yet, we just had the news of his death. This actually came as a shock to everyone, but for those that are already living within the palace, it did not really shock them that much because they already said that like 2 weeks back, Alaafin of Oyo already predicted his death. After the news of his death was viral, hundreds of residents of Oyo town continued to throng at the ancient palace to mourn the demise of Adeyemi Lamidi. Meanwhile, they already said Alaafin Oyo had a premonition of his death. An aide of his palace had claimed that he already prophesied that he was going to die. While she was speaking with the journalists that were at Alaafin of Oyo's palace, she had said that Alaafin of Oyo already had a premonition of his death a few weeks back. She urged people to find solace in the fact that Alaafin Oyo lived a worthy life. In her words, she said, "My father has gone to meet his forefathers at Onda. Alaafin went to play with his forefathers. He is not dead." 2 weeks ago, he called and told us that his late father was calling him to come. We were afraid and we asked if truly he saw his father because he ascended the throne at a young age and he was wealthy and blessed with long life, preserved the stool, promoted the Yoruba culture, and also Alaafin Oyo was an epitome of royalty. We are very, very happy to have him as the Alaafin. So this was what the aide was actually informing one of the journalists that was at Alaafin Oyo's palace, that Alaafin Oyo already predicted his death weeks before he finally died. Meanwhile, the funeral prayer of Alaafin Oyo has been conducted on the remains of the late Alaafin at the ancient palace in Oyo State. They already did the Islamic prayer, which is the Janaza prayer that has been conducted on the dead before going for the finally interment. While doing his funeral, the chief imam already said that King Adeyemi had impacted the life of many people positively and he will forever be remembered for his good deeds. And also he called all the living to always impact positively on humanity, adding that everyone would be remembered. Either you do good or you do bad. Alaafin of Oyo already said this death coming, and the highly respected Yoruba king already said that death wasn't something we should be afraid of, but it is a reality that we must accept. He said in his words that we all try to live a fulfilling life, but there is a great fear of death that tends to hold many people back from living the life they want to. It tends to be unknown, what that makes you to be fearful of death. But when you start to look at death from a different perspective, it can clear away some of your fears that death is just a reality that one must accept. We will live long, but then eventually we will still face the reality. Oba Adeyemi has once said that thinking about death stretches and alters one's perception, adding that one cannot accept something that you cannot change. What you cannot change that has been reality, reduces suffering, and it allows us to overcome fears and punches it right in the face. He also said that it reveals the importance of love. Many people don't realize until it's too late that cherishing your friends and family should be your number one priority. The late Alaafin also delivered a long epistle on death in an interview published in a national daily in 2018 when he was asked to speak on the seemingly untimely death that was associated with Are Ono Kokofo. He said in his words that God, as the creator of human beings, has a purpose for every human being. Either you're a lawyer, banker, or even journalist. He said there were times in this country that journalists were thrown into prisons and they die in the prison. But you are a journalist and you are molding the opinions of people doing your job. So it is in different spheres of life. He said in his words that when I was young, I was appointed as the Alaafin of Oyo, and many people were skeptical whether I'll be able to hold the office. But today, I have become an icon in the area of tradition. The excess of power must be therefore reference to eternal truth. Death is inevitable. An adage in Yoruba says that a man who says that he does not want to die is not fit to ascend the throne of his forefathers. Death is one thing that must end the others invention of the Almighty. The greatest inventions made by the Almighty are birth and death. Without death, there is no life, and without life, we would not have known anything that is called death. So the divinity of the Alaafin is shrouded in the mystery of life and death. The Iku Baba Yeye means the Alaafin is death and therefore cannot live in the fear of death. Nothing frustrates man's progress and good life than the fear of death. So he had said in his words that if you fear that there will be a lot of things that you will restrict yourself from doing as a result of the fact that you don't want to die, and that is just the reality that a lot of people don't want to face. So Alaafin has talked about death in a lot of ways while in some of his interviews, and he had said that he did not fear death even if he sees death coming. There have been some times that his death have been rumors many times in the past. Last year as well, they also broke the news that he was dead, but the palace debunked it that it is not true. So, after the Islamic prayers were performed on the death of Alaafin of Oyo, the Shango devotees have taken custody of the dead body of Alaafin of Oyo for apparent continuation of the traditional rites. In the early hours of Saturday, the chief imam of Oyo already led Muslims to perform Janaza, that is the funeral prayer for the dead, on the body of Alaafin inside the palace. And later it was seen that the Shango devotees were later seen carrying the remains from the Aro part of the palace into the Oba Adeyemi 3 hall, where they initially covered the sleeping monarch with a mat before forming a circle round the remains. While they were performing this traditional rite on the dead body of Alaafin, it was said that they later asked those who were mourning at the journalists to leave the hall. So Alaafin's death was performed both the Islamic way, the Christianity way, and also the traditional way as well. So may the soul of Alaafin Oyo rest in perfect peace. So guys, don't forget to like and comment under the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.